Long ago, in the land of Israel, lived a man named Jonah, a prophet chosen by God to carry his message to the great and wicked city of Nineveh. But Jonah, burdened by fear and pride, would soon embark on a journey unlike any other. The word of the Lord came to Jonah.
Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, for its wickedness has come before me.
Why, Lord? The people of Nineveh are our enemies. They are violent and corrupt. They do not deserve your mercy.
But God sent a mighty storm, shaking the very foundations of the ship. The once calm sea turned into a raging tempest, with waves crashing violently against the vessel. The sailors, filled with terror, cried out to their gods, throwing cargo overboard to lighten the load. Their faces were etched with fear as they struggled to keep the ship afloat.
Pray to your gods, we are perishing. The desperation in their voices echoed through the storm, but their gods remained silent. Amidst the chaos, Jonah slept peacefully below deck, unaware of the turmoil above. The captain, desperate for a solution, rushed down to find Jonah, hoping he could help.
Wake up, sleeper, pray to your God, perhaps he will save us.
The captain's voice was filled with urgency and fear. The sailors, in their desperation, decided to cast lots to find out who was responsible for the calamity. The lot fell on Jonah, and tension rose among the crew as they turned their fearful eyes towards him.
Who are you? What have you done? The sailors confronted Jonah, their voices a mix of anger and fear.
I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God of heaven who made the sea and the dry land. I am fleeing from his command. Jonah's confession was filled with guilt and resignation.
What should we do to stop this storm? The sailors, disbelieving and desperate, asked Jonah for a solution.
Throw me into the sea and it will become calm. Jonah's voice was steady and determined, accepting his fate to save the others.
The sailors reluctantly throw Jonah overboard. They had tried everything to save the ship, but the storm raged on. With heavy hearts, they cast Jonah into the sea, hoping to appease the wrath of the storm. As Jonah falls into the turbulent sea, the waves crash around him, and the wind howls fiercely. The chaos of the storm engulfs him, pulling him deeper into the abyss. Immediately, the storm ceases, and the sea is calm once more. The dark storm clouds begin to dissipate, revealing a serene sky. The sailors, now safe, look on in awe and relief. Jonah sinks into the depths, surrounded by eerie silence. The once raging sea is now a quiet, vast expanse, and Jonah feels the weight of his actions pulling him down. Suddenly, a massive shadow looms over him, an ominous presence in the deep waters. Jonah's heart races as he realizes something enormous is approaching. A great fish sent by God swallows him whole. Jonah finds himself in the dark, damp belly of the fish, a place of both terror and refuge. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah remained in the belly of the great fish in utter darkness. He had time to reflect on his disobedience and the mercy of God. In the darkness, Jonah prayed fervently. He acknowledged his mistakes and sought forgiveness, realizing the depth of his need for God's grace. Realizing the depth of his need for God's grace. He repented and cried out to the Lord. His heart was filled with remorse and a newfound understanding of his purpose.
In my distress, I called to you, O Lord, and you answered me. You brought my life up from the pit. Jonah's voice echoed in the belly of the fish, a testament to his faith and desperation. Salvation comes from the Lord. Jonah's tears flowed freely as he felt the presence of God even in the darkest of places. The waves gently lapped against the shore, a stark contrast to the turmoil Jonah had experienced. The great fish, guided by divine command, swam towards the shore, carrying Jonah within. With a mighty heave, the fish spat Jonah onto the beach, leaving him covered in seaweed and sand. Jonah lay on the shore, gasping for breath, his body tangled in seaweed, but his spirit renewed. He knelt on the beach, grateful for his second chance, ready to fulfill the mission God had given him. With a loud voice, Jonah proclaimed, 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown.
The king, now in ashes, addressed his advisers. Let every person and animal fast. Let us turn from our evil ways and call on God. Perhaps he will have mercy on us.
And God saw their repentance and had compassion. He spared the city of Nineveh, just as he spares all who turn back to him with sincere hearts and genuine repentance.
I knew you would show them mercy, Lord. This is why I ran away.
You care about a plant that lived one day and died the next? Should I not care about Nineveh, a city of more than 120,000 people who do not know their right hand from their left?
Jonah's story is one of reluctance, redemption, and God's boundless mercy. It reminds us that no one is beyond God's love, and he calls each of us to walk in obedience. Will you answer his call? Join us in this journey of faith and redemption.